Hello friends, welcome back once again to my educational YouTube channel Quest for Knowledge. Today we are going to discuss about ionic properties of acids and bases. But before we begin our discussion, let's see one activity. For the activity, I have made a 3-volt battery by connecting two cells of 1.5 volt each. The positive terminal of the battery is connected to an electrode which I have made by using iron nails. The negative terminal of the battery is connected to the LED. I have also made a switch connection for turning the connection on or off. Now I am going to take a lemon and insert the electrodes to it. Let us see whether our LED will glow or not when I switch it on. So now I am going to insert the electrodes. Now I am going to switch it on. Let's see whether our LED will glow or not. Wow! You see that our LED is glowing. This means that our circuit is complete and there is a flow of charge. The lemon which we have taken is conducting electricity. But how is it possible that lemon is conducting electricity? We all know that lemon contains acid known as citric acid. This acid helps in conducting electricity, therefore our LED is glowing. Let us perform one more activity to know whether acids do really conduct electricity or not. For this, I have replaced lemon by taking dilute hydrochloric acid in a beaker. Now I am going to insert these electrodes inside the beaker containing dilute hydrochloric acid. Now let us see whether our LED will glow or not. With the help of these activities, we can infer that acids conduct electricity. Now let us discuss the activity with the help of a diagram. For the activity, we had taken dilute hydrochloric acid solution in a beaker. We have taken two nails as electrodes and one of the terminal of the electrodes is connected to 3-volt battery. Since we do not have 3-volt battery, we have taken two 1.5-volt cell and connected together to form 3-volt battery. The other terminal of the battery is connected to the LED bulb and there is a switch connection over here which is connected to the other terminal of the electrode. So when we switch on the circuit, then there is a flow of current and the LED glows. So this shows that acids, they are conducting electricity. Acids and bases, when dissolved in water, conduct electricity. But all bases, they do not conduct electricity because they do not dissolve in water. Bases which dissolve in water are known as alkali. Acids and bases are electrolytes. An electrolyte is a substance which conducts electricity when dissolved in water. Acids and bases, they conduct electricity because they dissociate to form ions. When we dissolve acid and base in water, they dissociate. They dissociate to form ions. And we all know that ions are of two types, cations and anions. Cations, they are positively charged and anions are negatively charged. And these ions are free to carry charge. Therefore, acid and base, when dissolved in water, they form aqueous solution, and then in aqueous form they conduct electricity. Let us see the dissociation of acids in water. Dissociation of acids. So when we dissolve acid in water, they dissociate to form cations and anions. So acid contains hydrogen ions as cations and contains anions such as, in case of HCl, contains SO4 2 minus. In case of sulfuric acid, NO3 minus. In case of HNO3, that is nitric acid. So here we see acids, they contain hydrogen ions. Since acids, they produce hydrogen ions in aqueous form, when we dissolve them in water, they have acidic property. Now let us see the dissociation of bases in water. Dissociation of bases. We have already discussed that some bases, they dissolve in water and are known as alkali. So when alkali dissolves in water, they dissociate to give cations and anions. Bases, they contain cation such as Na plus in case of sodium hydroxide, and contains OH minus as anions. It contains Ca2 plus as cation and OH as an anion in calcium hydroxide. Similarly, it contains Mg2 plus in case of magnesium hydroxide as cations and OH minus as anion. So here we see that when we dissolve an alkali in water, then they form cations and anions, and we have anions as OH minus. Let us perform one more activity before proceeding further. For the activity, I have taken concentrated hydrochloric acid and I have blue litmus paper. We all know that acid turns blue litmus red. So let's see. You can see that there is no change in the color. Now I am going to make this litmus moist or wet. So I have taken water in the beaker and I am making it wet. So you can see that now this is wet blue litmus paper. Now let's see what happens when I bring this close to HCl gas. So you can see that it is turning red. Here you saw that when I brought dry blue litmus paper, then there was no change in the color. However, when I brought moist blue litmus paper, then it turned red. So what can we infer from this activity? This experiment suggests that acids, they produce hydrogen ions only in presence of water. When we dissolve HCl in water, then it dissociates to give hydrogen ions and chloride ions. Hydrogen ions, they do not exist alone or independently. However, in presence of water, they combine to form hydronium ions. So we have the hydronium ion. Therefore, hydrogen ions should always be written as H plus aqueous because it combines with water, or hydronium ion. So you have the hydrogen plus aqueous ion or hydronium ion. Bases, on the other hand, dissolve in water to give OH minus ions or hydroxyl ions. When we dissolve sodium hydroxide, which is solid, in water, then we get sodium ions aqueous and OH minus ions aqueous. When we dissolve an acid or a base in water, heat is given out because it is an exothermic process, and we must be very careful while dissolving an acid or a base in water, because due to excessive heat, the mixture may spill out and may cause burns. Even sometimes, due to excessive heat, the glass container in which we are mixing the solution, it may break. So we always mix acid in water and we continuously swirl or stir the mixture. So I am going to show you how we mix acid in water. So for that, I have taken concentrated sulfuric acid and I have taken water in this beaker. So now I am going to mix acid in water. We are never supposed to mix water in acid. Okay, this may cause accident. So what we do is we mix acid in water and we continuously swirl. So we gently pour acid and we swirl it. So I can feel the heat because it is an exothermic process. When we mix acid or a base in water, then there is decrease in hydronium or hydroxyl ions. This process is known as dilution, and acid or base is said to be diluted. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel.